story about how he was going to gut everyone I loved, starting my sister. He paused. A querulous look crossed his face, and reached out and touched my head, like a mother's used to when I was feverish. He stayed for a long moment, and then smiled. All thoughts are creative, he told me. Then he walked out the door. 3 hours later, I was given an injection and passed out. I woke, unrestrained, shaking. I made my way to the door and found it unlocked. I walked out into the empty hallway and then ran. I stumbled more than once, but I made it down the stairs and out into the lot behind the building. There, I collapsed, weeping like a child. I knew I had to keep moving, but I couldn't manage it. I got home eventually. I don't remember how. I locked the door, shoved a dresser against it, took a long shower, and slept for a day and a half. Nobody came for me that night, and nobody came the next day, or the one after that. It was over. I'd spent a week locked in that room, but it had felt like a century. I'd withdrawn so much from my life beforehand that nobody had even known I was missing. The police didn't find anything. The research center was empty when they searched it. The paper trail fell apart. The names I'd given were aliases, and even the money I'd received was apparently untraceable. I recovered as much as one can. I don't leave the house much, and I have panic attacks when I do. I cry a lot. I don't sleep much, and my nightmares are terrible. It's over, I tell myself. I survived. I used the concentration those bastards taught me to convince myself. Well, it works. Sometimes. But not today, though. 3 days ago, I got a phone call from my mother. There has been a tragedy. My sister has been the latest victim in a spree of killings, the police say. The perpetrator mugs his victims and guts them. The funeral was this afternoon. It was a lovely service, as a funeral could be, I suppose. I was a little distracted, though. I could hear what was coming from somewhere distant, discordant, unsettling stuff that sounds like feedback, and shrieking, and a modem dial-up. I still hear it, a little louder now. End. Whew. Everybody, what did you think about that? I kind of like spaced out for a second there, and I did my very best. So hopefully you guys like that. Best Bomb 36. Thanks for being here. This is basically my creepypasta, guys. Let me know what you guys think. I put my heart and soul into that one. Anybody? Nice, Yoda. Did you enjoy that? Is this your first creepypasta, or is this like your second? Oh, by the way, guys, did you notice? Did you notice when it came back? By the way, did you notice that shit? Hold on a second. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Basically, hold on a second. Meet Walter at the overpass. Look at that. That's when I freaking hit freaking 317. I'm like, I didn't fucking realize it. All right. Oh, your balls hurt. Yeah, I know. That was kind of scary. But yeah, guys, if you were watching, that's when I hit 317 and I couldn't believe it. I really could not believe it. Like literally, it could not have gotten there at a very good moment and a very good time. Anyways, I hope you liked it, lady. Hope you heard the whole thing. I know you heard most. Katality, man. Come on, give me a little more than that. Come on, man. I need some encouragement because I'm reading the second one right now. So please let me know, guys. Maybe perhaps I suck and I should just go back to playing games. Oh my god, you guys are freaking awesome for real. Ha ha ha. Anyways, let me go look for the second one. So hold on. So, I was told Annie 96 is typing. I will kick your butt if that shit sucks, man. Actually, you know what? I have one in mind. The clown, the paint, and the turbines. Alright, so it's about the same length. Okay, it was a cool story. Thank you so much. Okay, man. You guys want another? Random pasta. No problem, man. You're about to hear another one. So, like I said, just animals. Hold on, demon devils. Okay. No, no problem, Yoda. You come back in about half hour. I'm gonna be playing some other game, dude. Annabelle, username 666. Oh, I'm not even gonna read that one. Godzilla. Okay, site navigation, genre listing, animals, beings like demon, like disappearances. That would be good. Read another. Hope it's a good suggestion. I hope so too, man. So, Annie 96, Annie 96, Annie 96 is typing. So hopefully, I can't really read this. This basically looks like a conversation that two people were having. So allow me to kind of look for some random pastas. A rake, red rum. Yeah, yeah, but it looks like I said, it looks like a what you call it. It looks like a shoe. I'm looking for. Did you make it? Oh man, January 10th. Hold on. So I'm gonna read the clown, the wind, the paint, and the turbine. So hope you guys enjoy that. So, anyways, here we go. What I experienced in that place, I will never forget. Okay. You must read this to learn about the thing I saw and why you should be careful out there in the dark world. My life was traumatized by this event. I feel writing about it will help me release some of the dreadful memories of what happened. My poor family. Back when I was younger, my family purchased a beautiful home in what seemed to be the middle of nowhere. It was cheap and only 5 miles away from my school, or so it said. It was marvelous. I can remember all those times I used to play down in the garden with my toys and just think about how great life was. School was a drag, obviously, but the idea that this place was my playground was amazing. I was an only child, so I really had to invent some games to keep me amused when my parents went out. My life was brilliant. Every day after school, I would come home, rush outside, then go into my own world for hours. Life was amazing. However, there were two questions that started to bug me after a while. The first ones were my parents were never allowed me in their room. and they would always keep the door firmly shut. It never really bothered me at the start of living in this palace, but then I realized that the whole thing was, well, odd. The second question is this. There were fields that backed into our garden. These fields were full of turbines, lots of them. I didn't quite understand what they were back then. It was a while ago, let's just say that. These turbines seemed to go on for miles. They made me feel very weak and vulnerable. They seemed to stare at you with their arms spinning round and round all day long. I was told never to go in these fields because of the turbines. Actually, it wasn't because of the turbines. Sorry about that, guys. Oh no. It was because of the figure that stood in the distance all day and all night long. Who the heck was that? One day, my mom went into town. She left me all alone in our labyrinth of a house. Let's just say that it was irresponsible. I was only 9 years old. My dad was at work, so he couldn't look after me. Anyways, I just accepted as she drove off. I was very happy to be alone. I could play with my own games in the house and no one could stop me. I was ecstatic. I pottered out in the back garden and the turbines stared at me, inviting me into the fields where they worked and rested. I couldn't resist. No one was there to tell me off, so I could get away with it. I slowly walked across my garden, kicking any toys out my way. My mind began to buzz as I invent stories. I looked to the left and looked to the right, and I turned around to see if anybody could see me. I proceeded toward the garden fence and into the field. I climbed over the fence with a struggle, like an old man getting up from his seat. I managed to get over the wooden fence, and I just looked up in awe of the sight of these things. Then I looked down and noticed the figure. They were very far away, but my parents knew something about this that I did not know. After checking if anyone was watching again, I began to walk across the fields and kept my eye on that figure. I didn't feel too afraid as I continued to wander past the turbines, but I thought I should turn back by now. I didn't want to be in this field no more, not because I was afraid this time. Usually, I dislike the turbines. This time, I was bored. What was the point of it all? How did my parents know this thing wasn't a statue or something? They just assumed it was something bad to scare me away from wandering from the house? Every child should explore. It's just a part of growing up. I began to turn back. But as I did so, the sky suddenly turned dark. Very dark. A storm cloud must have arrived. Great. Now I would be soaking wet and I would be caught out by my parents. I started to run back into the house. Something didn't feel right. My whole body began to feel almost tingly, like an icy chill. I had put it down on the cold weather that had just arrived. I ran back to the house and took a quick glance back at the field. That's when I noticed it. The figure's head had moved. I thought nothing of it at the time, but as I ran inside, I began to come in terms with what I just noticed. I ran into my bedroom and barged my door open. My bedroom looked out into the fields, you see. I looked out the window and realized that it had moved. The figure was now looking at the house. It must have been always like that, I thought. I spent the